What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach with Deeply Driven Outdoors. Today I'm going to review the waders that I used all of last duck season. This is the Rogers Elite NXT 2-in-1 front zips. It's kind of a long name, but there's a ton of features in these. This is actually my first pair of breathable waders. So they're breathable front zip waders, and they're full of features. I'm going to give you my complete review on these today after beating the absolute hell out of them for an entire duck season, 25, 30 hunts, something like that, plus doing some trapping in them. So I have put these through the ringer. I'm going to give you my full rundown on these waders right now. All right, so we're just going to go top to bottom on these things. First and foremost, so what I'm used to using for waders are like the old neoprenes. I'd always go and buy, pretty mid-level Cabela's neoprene waders. So this being my first set of breathables, I might be a little bit biased because just simply the difference between neoprene to breathable, I found has been amazing. Like I put my breathables on once during the season after wearing these for like half the season, and I was like, what was I doing? Those were so uncomfortable after wearing these all year. Given the fact that these are my first breathable waders, overall I was very impressed with them. I'm going to run you through some of the features. They got these rubber straps, these buckles. They call them like the G-hook style. These right here. They're made of metal, and the reason that they did that was so that if you're shutting like in a tailgate or a truck door or something like that, the old plastic buckles, they get caught in the door and you smash them and they're messed up. These are metal, super, super durable. You can adjust the height on them, so there's a series of loops right here. You can probably see the stitching. And you can take this G-hook and just pick, whichever the right height is for you. This is actually very durable. Haven't had any issues with the stitching on anything, or nothing that seems structurally off, except right here, the stitching is starting to go a little bit. Again, that's after 25, 30 hunts plus trapping. I think they might actually, I'm gonna call them about getting that fixed. I think that they will, just because it's like a little, that's kind of a manufacturer's thing. So my understanding is, if I remember right, they have like a 1-year warranty on them. So I'm gonna ask them about that. Moving on is the pocket system on these waders. They've got pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and a pocket here. Now these zippers are very waterproof. I've had this submerged in water. I've been up to my chest in water, and the zippers are very waterproof. The zippers are a little tough, to put this on a super buttery smooth pull on anything, but they're very durable, so I'll take that trade-off. These pockets are quite deep. I can put, that's touching the bottom. I'm up to my forearm with the pocket and touching the bottom, on either side, and then these pockets here, also pretty deep. That's touching the back of the pocket here, all the way into my wrist. So good size pockets. They're great for putting your phone or keys or whatever else you use. I have one of those, like the aftermarket shell belts with the pouches in it that you put around your waders. I use one of those too and put a bunch of crap in it and have extra shell holders. Speaking of shell holders, you can see right here, there's 3 on each side built into the waders, which is kind of nice. I use those too, as well as my shell belt. The less digging around I got to do in my pack for shells, the better. Might as well have them where I can reach them. So there's 3 on each side sewn in. Again, very sturdy stitching. Have not had any problems, with the stitching, other than this one little area where it's starting to kind of come out. Okay, next feature. So the D-rings, what do we call them? The D-hooks, the D-clips, the D-ring deals. The things that you put your decoy carabiners on if you get your Texas Root decoys. Those are inside the pocket. Personally, super minor thing, but I'd probably rather them be outside the pocket for myself, but I'm not gonna, just slight preference deal. But yes, those are, you unzip these pockets here, and there is your D-ring. So it's just sewn right in by the top zip there on either side. Next thing, speaking of zippers, brings you to the front zip of the waiter. This is another one. Again, the zippers on this it's not buttery smooth, but it's very durable. Zero leaks at all through the front zipper here. I know it seems probably a little counterintuitive that you're going to have a zipper in waders if you've never had front zip waders before. I did have a pair. I think they were redhead. They're either redhead or Cabela's. I used to have a set several years ago, and they actually lasted me for, I want to say that pair lasted me for like 5 or 6 years. And then the wader, the zipper did eventually blow out of those old redhead waders. But I liked them a lot, and I never had leaks through that front zipper. And boy, it makes getting in and out of them quite a bit easier. So as far as that goes, you've got your wader belt here, and the wader belt is actually, it's actually a bit elasticy, so you can kind of, you don't have to finagle it to your exact size. You can just stretch to whatever size you are and then clips in. But if need be, you can adjust the size on the wader belt a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off for now. As far as getting in and out of these waders, they're pretty easy. Like I said, that zipper is pretty stout, which I guess if you've got a zipper on your waders, you probably want it to be kind of stout. The seams, everything here is really sturdy. And then there's a little magnetic closure here on the inside that helps you get your waders kind of, it holds them closed for you a little bit while you're zipping back up. But yeah, these have never been super easy to zip, but it's not the end of the world either. So getting in and out of them, way easier. So, you just shuck them off. I mean, for the most part, if I've been in other pairs of waders that were not front zips, you're probably sitting on the tailgate and hopping around on one leg trying to get them on or off. These ones here, just super, super easy on and off. I'm going to show you some of the other features, particularly the 2-in-1 feature of it, which is the insulation here. You can take it in and out of the waders relatively easily. I'm going to give you a closer up look at that. So real quick, while I have these waders off, I'll show you this zip out insulation, which is actually very nice. So right here, okay, this is actually the internal hand warmer pocket. Forgot to show you this. So as you'd be wearing the waders, right, the waders there, your hand warmer pocket is right here. It's fleece lined, pretty warm. Although these waders come a little high up on the chest, so like getting your hand in there, you kind of gotta like go up and then in. But they're very, they're very spacious. So like if you're already wearing a glove, not really a problem getting your hand in there and out. So that's pretty nice. Speaking of that, the waders being tall, I guess one more thing about the fit before I move on to the insulation. I'm 6 foot tall, about 200 pounds, and these are slims. I was fortunate enough, I went to the store to try them on, and I tried on the regulars, which is normally what I'd wear. I had size 11 boot, and then, normally just be regular waders, a pretty regular build. But I was swimming in those. So I got the slims, and these have been great. So they're supposed to run a bit big because I believe that the idea is it's these nylon waders. So that's what the NXT stands for, nylon extra tough. These nylon waders don't stretch quite like neoprene would. So you kind of want them to be a little bit baggier. But like the regulars, like again, I was swimming. It was just like, it was silly. I was swimming in them. So I got the slims and they work great for me. Just a note about sizing, you might even think a little bit smaller. If you have the opportunity to go to the store and try them on, Rogers, it's like, is it like North Liberty, Missouri, or it's like Kansas City area. If you can, go to the store and try them on maybe. But if not, just keep that in mind when getting these. They do run a little bit big. Moving on to the insulation. Okay, so up here by the hand warmer, you're going to notice that you get the waders unzipped. This is facing us here. Okay, you just unvelcro the hand warmer part. The hand warmers are sewn in to the top of the wader, right up at the very top seam. and then that's going to expose this zipper. And I do like the zipper function more. I know a lot of companies are doing these 2-in-1 waders where you can take out the insulation. This is also my first pair of waders that you can take the insulation out on. And I think that that's kind of nice because if I'm hunting teal season, early September, dude, early September this year in Iowa, it was 100 degrees, 100 degrees. I didn't even wind up teal hunting. It was too gross. But it can be really hot. And I would say one of the features that I noticed with these waders, just in general with breathable waders, they're lighter than neoprene. So they're already not quite as hot in that regard. They are breathable. But being able to take out this insulation for those early teal season hunts, and even, it depends what you're wearing underneath it. Maybe you got your early October hunts or your mid-October hunts. It's kind of nice to roll without the insulation, and it just lightens it up that much more. But then once those late season hunts roll around, you can just put this insulation right back in, and then it velcros in around the boot. So this is something that, let's see if I can show you here, that I found, or zips around the boot, I should say, not Velcro. I was playing with Velcro, but then meant to say zip, so, yeah. Anyway, you can it's hard to show the way I got my camera here, but you basically would turn the waders inside out, just about as far as you can. I'm going to see if I can show it. Okay, so here we go. This is orange zipper. This is my left leg. And then it zips around the leg, which I've heard some guys, like on these 2-in-1 styles, like they'll have the insulation that velcros in, and I've heard people say that that's not very pleasant because way down in the leg of the boot, you'll get part of the Velcro coming undone, and then it sucks to get it put back. So I do appreciate the zippers. And then there goes the left leg. And obviously I'm just doing this in real time. I've only zipped these out once or twice. This is the kind of thing we're practicing it a little bit. You probably get faster doing it, but and then the right leg, this is what's cool too. So remember that left leg had the orange zipper, well, the right leg has the green zipper. So that way you can kind of cipher out which leg goes in which boot. So, and then yeah, you work your way around, just unzip. All right, there we go. Got it all unzipped. So that is the liner, which it probably takes a pound or two off your weight. But all right, so we got the insulation out. We're gonna move on down the wader. I'm gonna show you these knee pads here. These are insane. Like these are like legit durable. Very, very durable knees. And it goes all the way down to the boot. So that's the boot tread pattern. But yeah, this is where they've got the extra reinforcement in some of those high wear areas. I walked through a fair amount of brush wearing these things, and there's not one time where I ever felt like these were going to rip or tear. I've also got reinforced material here, so it goes all the way up. There's the front of the knee. You turn it around. That's the back of the knee down to the boot. And then the entire seat area is also highly reinforced. So there's like high wear areas, or areas that, like, if you're getting in and out of the boat blind and you got a sharp metal edge or something on your boat, some of the areas that are more likely to catch and tear are going to be right in this lower leg area. So they've got those reinforced. It's not like you cannot tear them, but it would take quite a bit. I think it would take quite a bit to tear that. So the only thing that I would keep an eye on with these waders, and this is just with anything, like I said, that stitching that's starting to come out, I've only used them for one season, but it's been like a very active season, to include trapping, which, like, trapping is pretty. I've only trapped for like a week with these. We did some beaver trapping, but there's quite a bit of walking involved with trapping, as well as hauling the traps around and up and down stream banks and stuff like that. So it's in and out of these things multiple times in a day. with trapping. So these have gotten a lot of wear and tear. I mean, I hunted all over the state, you know, hunted eastern Iowa, hunted central Iowa, hunted all over the place with these. So they were in and out of vehicles. Like I said, I beat the hell out of these things. I busted through ice with them. Like fairly thick ice, like where I had, you know, put quite a bit of force and, you know, bust through the ice. So no problems with the structural integrity of these waders. They've been really great so far. So these boots are 1,200 grams of insulation, and really for most intents and purposes, I mean, that's gonna keep you about as warm as you need. I mean, you get a lot colder than that, and you're probably not gonna be wearing waders because you probably don't have open water. You know, pair that with a nice heavy pair of wool socks, and you're going to be about as good as you can be. So let's talk kind of overall on these waders. I know the price point on them, I picked them up for $300 in-store deal. I think at the time they were, like, their MSRP was $650. So I got a pretty screaming deal on them. But Rogers does run some pretty sweet deals. And I'm saying this as somebody, like, I don't have any affiliation with Rogers, but as far as like a company that puts out some pretty sweet deals on waterfowl gear, plus whose like store brand stuff is pretty solid, a pretty good company. One thing I will say, like right now, I just checked on their website, so rogerssportinggoods.com or whatever it is. These waders are the MSRP for $600, but they're on sale for like $350. So I would say for the money, that's really good. My last pair of waders, I think that I bought from Cabela's, like they were Cabela's brand, you know, whatever, 1,600 gram boot. They're kind of more deluxe neoprene wader. I probably paid like $250 for them. So for all the features that come with it, really good wader. I think that the durability of this thing is going to last me for years. It feels very durable, and I've been pretty rough on it throughout the year. So all in all, I think that it's a pretty good set of waders. I am interested about the stitching, so I'm going to see if they fix that, because that'd be kind of a bummer if that stitching, all of this comes out next year. I love gear that you can find that meets that price point, where like it's not extremely expensive, kind of a mid-level price point, but you get like almost all of the quality. I like finding that level of gear where you can, like, you're not buying the brand name necessarily, but you're getting pretty much all the quality of like the elite brands. So like you can go and spend, I think you can spend $1,000+ on a pair of Sitka waders. And I bet they're great waders. Like I bet they're awesome to hunt in. But as far as how much, you kind of have a little bit of law of diminishing returns. So these waders and like some of the Rogers other gear, like I feel like that's kind of where that price point meets the functionality. And that's why like these waders I've been super impressed with. So I'm gonna hunt in these all season next year, and I'm looking forward to it because the breathability is amazing, and the features of it are awesome. You know, the hand warmers are nice and generous size hand warmers. I don't see these failing at all. There's plenty of pocket room in here for phone, keys, you know, whatever you got. Copenhagen, sunflower seeds, you name it. But anyway, these waders have just some excellent features. I can go on about them all day. I'll put a link in the description, and that way you guys can go and check them out for yourself if you like. If you don't, that's fine. But there's pieces of gear that I've been impressed with, or potentially super unimpressed with. I just like sharing reviews and letting you guys know after I beat the hell out of something. Like I know there's plenty of unboxing videos, or hey, I just tried these waders once. Well, it doesn't really tell you like what the longevity of the product is. So that's why I do field tested gear reviews. I'll just beat the crap out of something for at least a full season, and then tell you what I think of it if you're considering buying it. If you have any questions about these waders, hit me up in the comments below. Go ahead and toss the video a like if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button. I'm going to show you all my waterfowl videos from prior seasons, plus I'm going to have all my waterfowl videos from the season coming up. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on that. We'll catch you on the next one.